Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP today. Ahead of the British Grand Prix, Marc Márquez provides an in-depth look at his current MotoGP season. The Spanish rider opens up about his adaptation to Ducati, the challenges of competing against top rivals, and his thoughts on retro motorcycle designs. Márquez reflects on recent experiences and shares his strategy for closing the gap to championship leaders Francesco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin. At Silverstone this weekend, MotoGP teams are celebrating the championship's 75th anniversary with a special homage through historic fairings. Let's delve into the details of this nostalgic tribute unfolding at the iconic circuit. Jorge Martin remains committed to his aggressive riding style despite a series of crashes while leading races. The Spaniard, who crashed out of the lead in both Germany and Jerez, plans to maintain his current approach as he heads into the summer break. Jack Miller's future in MotoGP remains uncertain as the Australian rider reveals he currently has no contract offers on the table. With speculation linking him to a potential move to World SBK, Miller reflects on his situation and the possibility of leaving the Premier class. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez discusses the difficulties he's faced adapting to Ducati and the competition from top riders like Francesco Bagnaia. Despite his efforts, he acknowledges that both Bagnaia and Jorge Martin have a deeper understanding of their bikes, making it challenging for him to close the gap. Márquez emphasizes his commitment to pushing himself and Ducati to the forefront. They know the bike very well. They are able to adapt to the needs of the bike in each situation. At the moment, I have a very defined style with this Ducati, but if I try to change my style in a corner to replicate their riding style, it is still difficult for me. Quote from Marc Márquez. Reflecting on his recent performance and his incident at the WDW, Márquez acknowledges the challenges of transitioning from exhibition events to competitive racing. He also discusses his ongoing struggles with starts and the need to improve his consistency to be competitive in the championship. It is difficult to differentiate between an exhibition and a race. I tried an overtaking move that I am used to doing with the GP bike, but I did not understand at that moment that I was on a street bike and that the bike would react differently. Márquez outlines his strategy for future races, recognizing the need to balance speed with risk. He remains optimistic about his ability to compete effectively at certain circuits, and aims to leverage his strengths to challenge the leaders. If I were in Jerez or Le Mans, I would have said yes. Since Le Mans it has been a bit more difficult for us. But there will be circuits where I will be ready to fight with them for the victory, Márquez told by Motosan. On a lighter note, Márquez shares his thoughts on retro motorcycle designs featured at the Grand Prix, ranking his bike among the top 3. He appreciates the aesthetic appeal of the Yamaha and Freddie Spencer's Honda but notes the limitations imposed by sponsor logos on Ducati's retro design. For me, mine would be in the top 3, it's on the podium. The other 2, I really liked the Yamaha and Freddie Spencer's Honda, concluded from Marc Márquez. Marc Márquez's insights reveal a rider who is not only striving to adapt and overcome challenges, but also keenly aware of his position in the competitive MotoGP landscape. As he prepares for the British Grand Prix, Márquez aims to build on his experiences and continue pushing towards the top. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis as the season progresses. In honor of MotoGP's 75th anniversary, all teams have unveiled unique vintage fairings for this weekend's race at Silverstone. Each fairing pays homage to past champions and features retro colors and details reminiscent of the championship's early years. A special exhibition in the pit lane of Silverstone showcased these historic fairings, turning the spotlight on MotoGP's rich heritage. Mechanics meticulously prepared the bikes, adorned with nostalgic liveries, for public viewing both at the circuit and on television. Accompanied by matching suits, riders proudly presented their bikes with the vintage fairings, embodying the spirit of past racing eras. The event highlighted a blend of classic aesthetics with modern MotoGP technology, including distinctive wing designs. The fairings also served as tributes to iconic figures in MotoGP history, such as Pramac Racing's homage to Ángel Nieto. This symbolic gesture resonated with fans, evoking memories of unforgettable races and revered champions from previous generations. As teams revisited classic liveries, the event offered a reflection on how MotoGP's visual identity has evolved over the decades, influenced by team sponsors and technological advancements, while maintaining a nod to its illustrious past. With MotoGP teams embracing history through these special fairings at Silverstone, the championship's 75th anniversary celebration continues to captivate fans with a blend of nostalgia and contemporary racing spectacle. Stay tuned for more updates on this weekend's action from Silverstone. Jorge Martin, despite recent setbacks, asserts that he will not alter his riding style. Reflecting on his crashes in Germany and Jerez, where he lost the lead, Martin emphasizes that he will continue with the same aggressive approach that has defined his racing. He believes in analyzing each crash to improve rather than changing his fundamental riding technique. When you have a crash, I try to analyze to understand why it happened and improve for next time. But I think that until that moment I was the strongest in Germany, so I have to keep the same mentality and tried to keep the same type of riding and try to be aggressive and be fastest. Martin told by Crash. Martin acknowledges the difficulties in identifying the precise causes of his crashes while riding but remains confident in his ability to learn from them. He plans to use insights from his team and practice sessions to address any issues, while still adhering to his proven riding style. From one side, it's good because I know why. The bad thing is that it's really difficult to identify when I'm riding. I don't want to change my riding because the way I ride is how I got here today. I will continue the same way. Looking ahead, Martin is focused on using the insights gained from his crashes to refine his performance. He plans to leverage team input and practice to enhance his racing strategy while staying true to his aggressive riding style. In the practices I will try to improve in that part, but I have some ideas from my team that can help me. Let's see. Martin concluded. Jorge Martin's determination to stick with his aggressive riding style, despite recent crashes, highlights his commitment to remaining competitive. As he prepares for upcoming races, Martin aims to apply lessons learned while maintaining the approach that has brought him success. Stay tuned for more updates as the MotoGP season progresses. Jack Miller admits that, at present, he has nothing in terms of contract offers and acknowledges the uncertainty surrounding his MotoGP career. As he faces the prospect of not securing a seat for next season, Miller remains hopeful but realistic about his future. It's all rumors because, honestly speaking, at the moment I have nothing. Not one single contract. Could be heading home, early shower. We'll wait and see. Quote from Jack Miller. Miller has expressed interest in a potential switch to the World Superbike Championship, praising its competitive level and unique format. He acknowledges the excitement of racing in a series with 3 races per weekend and remains open to exploring this opportunity if his MotoGP prospects do not improve. Of course, the level over there is fantastic. I think the championship is really cool. I love the 3 races. At the end of the day, I love racing, and 3 races is pretty cool. Reflecting on his time in MotoGP, Miller discusses the challenges of facing an uncertain future and the difficulty of potentially ending his career not on his own terms. Despite the challenges, he remains focused on finishing the season strong and hopes to secure another opportunity in the sport. Honestly speaking, it's not looking good. We'll try our best to do something in the second half of the season. It's been a good summer break, but also rough. All good things come to an end, but when it comes to an end not on your terms, which it rarely does in racing, and with what I've given to the sport, and what I can still give to the sport, it's a tough one. Miller reflects on his achievements in MotoGP, expressing frustration that his contributions and experience may not be fully appreciated. Despite the challenges, he remains focused on delivering strong performances and proving his value. I know what I've done, where I've come from and where I've been in my career, but if a team or people can't see value in that, then it is what it is. I can only do the best that I can do. I can't persuade people or do anything more," Miller concluded. As Jack Miller navigates the uncertainty of his MotoGP future, his potential departure would mark the end of an era for a rider known for his charisma and experience. With a possible move to World SBK on the horizon, Miller's next steps will be closely watched. Stay tuned for further updates on his career and the upcoming MotoGP season. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.